Today is symbolic because it is really a high point in the story of the TRRC and the history of the Gambia. This is an important point that must be properly marked, the first ever TRRC in the Gambia. A great moment of hope for the victims who for many years have been waiting for justice to be served. This great day has been awaited anxiously by the victims who had lost all hope and no longer knew which way to turn to. However, they have found a glimmer of hope based on the establishment of the Truth, Reconciliation, Reparation Commission. This TRRC, which is launching today, has great importance to the victims for several reasons. It helps them to carry out their mourning, to know the truth, and to establish the responsibility to finish impunity and put an end to the cycle of human rights violations, and to obtain justice and reparations and reconciliation for sustainable peace and stability in our nations. Some of the victims are mourning because their loved ones were summarily executed or disappeared, and they have not seen or heard from them again. Some of the families traumatized by the events, they do not know how or what happened to their family members. They do not know the way in which they were killed and if they were buried at all. They have not had any kind of support or guidance to overcome their trauma and to come to terms with the loss of their loved ones. As such, they hope that the proceedings which will take place before this TRRC will make it possible for them to understand what really happened and to help them build their families and have their dignity restored. The Gambia Center for Victims of Human Rights Violations has documented hundreds of cases, although the full extent of violations may never be known. However, many victims suffer terrible human rights violations for many years, and some of them have high expectations of what the TRRC will be doing for them. Therefore, the immediate task of the TRRC is to ensure that the nation is well informed about its mandate and missions and what it will be doing for the victims. Your Excellency, for 22 years, Yahya Jammeh was kept in power by a web of oppression that touched nearly every part of Gambian household. The nightmare, but not the memories, ended only when the dictator was forced to step down and the coalition government took over. However, it is disappointing to note that institutional reforms hasn't been quite methodical as it's supposed to be. Alleged perpetrators and enablers of the atrocities committed under the Jammeh regime still find it comfortable holding lucrative positions in government, while victims continue to suffer indignity of the experiences of inhuman degrading treatments and their deteriorating health conditions, which the government completely ignored and failed to address. Some of the victims have lost everything. This is not due to natural disaster, but as a result of human actions. The victims are convinced that these acts committed by institutions of the state or their agents, including the military, the police, the parliament, judiciary, civil service, and local administrative structures, were progressively politicized and turned into adjuncts of a political party. About time we play fair and be responsible. Your Excellency, we commend your government's effort on the initiative and wisdom of establishing the Transitional Justice Project. We support the processes of the Truth Commission, and we call upon all Gambians to own the process. and support the government in the Transitional Justice Program. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice and his team did a fantastic job in making the TRRC a reality. The architect, Mr. Hussein Tomasi, and members of the Transitional Justice Technical Committee can be proud of their effort on this historic milestone. Mr. President, Your Excellency, certainly you will vacate the State House one day and don't want to be escorted out of a dear motherland like your predecessor. We do not want to set up another Truth and Reconciliation Commission after you left office. We do not want to have another Financial Commission to investigate the dealings of a former president. We want to continue loving you as we always did when we elected you into office December 1st, 2016. We want to continue loving you and celebrate you as a statesman that continue living with us in the Gambia for many, many years to come. Mr. President, there is always life after presidency, and that retirement is earned through good governance, transparency, accountability, and upholding the cardinal principles of due processes and the rule of law. We support your government's development agenda, and we want to succeed, and we want you to succeed. And you have to work hard to earn the trust and confidence of all Gambians. God bless the TRRC with successful accomplishment of justice and reconciliation for sustainable peace building and stability of the Gambia. Together, the Gambia says never again to the horrors of oppression. Thank you all.